Does anyone have a question? There are two elements in this meditation practice. Both of them, have to be done consciously. Both of them are very powerful, and we need to be centered, we need to be balanced inside in order to accomplish our karma, what our mission is on the earth. And that requires inner work. It requires doing it over time. It's like, I don't know, marinating a piece of meat. You can't just drop it in the marinating, whatever it is, and expect it to be ready in 10 minutes. It takes time. We are marinating in spiritual juice, in Shakti, in higher energy. That marination is transforming the inner life of anyone who does it over time. And there are two elements to this. We're not born on the earth to spend a lifetime chasing money. We're not born on the earth to spend a lifetime being unhappy, being miserable, being tense, and allowing that kind of energy to rule over us, to dominate our lives. We're born here to be happy people. We're born here to have open hearts, to live with love. And, as I just finished this book, Tantra, and that's what it's all about. Understand? It's about transformation. It's about changing. It's about, learning how to take the suffering, the difficulties of life, transforming it into a positive energy that helps us to grow and get closer to God. So there are two elements to this. We're born on the earth to learn how to work out karma. How do you work out karma? You have to build an inner life that allows you to be strong enough to live here with your heart open, with love, with compassion, forgiveness, and all of the other words that people use in terms of spirituality, but rarely ever use in terms of their daily life. So, we're here to learn how to do that. And we learn how to do that by building an inner life that's strong enough to do it. Now, life itself, as I've said many times, is a very powerful energy. You get up in the morning, you got to deal with this world, and this world presents itself, and it's almost like a dragon breathing fire in people's faces all the time. Money and responsibility and rent and mortgages and relationships and taking care of family and all this other stuff that builds into really almost unsupportable tension because people haven't developed an inner life that's strong enough to truly master it. That's what it's about, learning how to live in the world and to be happy, to have joy in the heart, to have love inside us. And we transform this dragon, into a creature, that is not even a creature anymore. It's a child of God. It becomes that which nurtures us and teaches us how to grow every single day. The other element is spirit. People seem to equate spirit with some kind of, soft and milquetoast type of energy that you walk around and I'm okay and you're okay. But it's not true. Spirit is really a manifestation of infinite energy in the universe. And the Bhagavad Gita, they say, Krishna manifests in front of Arjuna. If the light of 1,000 suns suddenly appeared in the sky. It's an energy beyond all human comprehension. The power is beyond all human comprehension. And in order to absorb that energy in our system, we have to build an inner strength that is strong enough to do it. The meditation truly serves that purpose. It builds an inner life in somebody that enables one to live in the world and to be free of the world at exactly the same time. We are a point, each and every one of us, and I've said this a lot, but it's true, a point in a triangle that connects life that we're born into with spirit. And that point in the triangle is located directly below the navel. In the hara, the Japanese call it the hara, they talk about chi and power. In Hinduism and Buddhism, it's the chakra below the navel. That's the power, that's the seat that enables us to get strong enough to live in the world and to be free of the world at exactly the same time. Because once we're focused there and once that's open, the heart will open. And that is truly the ultimate reward of doing inner work, the ability to open one's heart and to keep it open, to sustain love, to sustain compassion, to sustain forgiveness, and to allow it to be, just organic to the very nature of the way we live. It takes incredible inner strength to do what I'm talking about. And you can't, just kind of, it can't be some phony application of what you think is spiritual. It has to come from an organic place inside. That allows the mind to get quiet. And then we receive knowledge, we receive wisdom. The third eye opens, and we receive an ability to truly look past illusion into reality. All of this works because our system is working inside ourselves. It's what the meditation is for. I told you all the time, meditation is not a spiritual life. It's not. Meditation is a tool that builds a system inside a human being that enables them to have a spiritual life. A spiritual life is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week experience. It doesn't stop because we get less consciousness. It goes on all the time. It's our job to build an inner life that is strong enough to be able to live that way. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes truly training and profound inner work that develops a chakra system that can do what I am talking about. And it's not impossible. Anyone can do it because we have all the tools. We have everything that's necessary to do this. It's a matter of applying them. And it's a matter of a certain kind of humility that you arrive at a place in your life where you don't know anything and you're open to learning every day. Where all our knowledge, is so short of what the universe has to teach us that we can't hide behind it. We have to open and receive. And what I'm talking about is not an impossible thing to do. It just takes, like Rudy always said, work brings more work. Inner work enables you to tap deeper and deeper resources that really force you to work even deeper and harder on yourself. That's Tantra. Tantra is transformation of the human to the spiritual. But we have to become human before we can transform it. So we need to be able to recognize the blessing of life, the sacredness of life, what it has to teach us, why we're born here, what we have to learn here. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask?
Stuart, I have a question, Bob Sink.
Yes, Bob?
Since the beginning, you've in one form or another have talked about the concept of working harder, and you just mentioned that now. And what does that mean to you now in this,
But
after all these?
after all these decades, it means that I haven't arrived yet, Bob, and I'm the first one to admit it. And I need to continue to work on myself and never take everything I've learned for granted. Never assume that I have mastered anything, but I have to continue because the energy of spirit is infinite. There's no limit to it. And in order to become one with that infinite energy, we have to become nothing. And as long as a person is alive on this earth, there's always something, always something that they have to deal with inside themselves that has to be surrendered. Now, that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing because it just reminds us that we need to continue to do inner work and to develop that kind of consciousness. So that's what I mean. I mean, working harder is like it's an antonym to life. People, my God, I got to work harder. Well, look, let's put it a different way. Rudy said, work brings more work. Because the deeper you work inside, the more you realize how little you know about anything and how much there is to learn and how vast the energy of God is, or spirit, or whatever you want to call it, infinite energy in the universe. And never to take anything you've learned for granted. At the moment I would ever assume that I am teaching these classes would be over. Now, in order to sustain that lack of assumption, I have to work deeper on myself. I have to let go of anything I think I might be and I am. I mean, the real guru, how many times have I said it, is not Stuart. My job is to help everyone who comes here to build an inner life that is strong enough to where they can sit in front of the real guru, and that's life. And life, by its very nature, it incorporates life and death and a soul that's infinite in the universe, constantly evolving and getting closer to a oneness with God. My job is not to have people worship me. I mean, so many of these gurus, the guru is God. You worship the guru, you'll be enlightened. It's pure nonsense. The guru is the servant. All of us are the servant. And we have to learn how to build an inner life that's strong enough to allow us to serve two things: higher energy in the universe and the people that are in our lives. That takes work. And that takes never for a second assuming that you've arrived. Because the moment you assume that, it's all over. The ego starts getting involved. Your self-importance starts getting involved. All of that nonsense, where the real goal is to be nothing. And being nothing is an intimidating thought in the world we live in. But being nothing, all it means is there's room in you for spiritual energy to flow through and guide your life instead of the ego and the mind and and everything we think we know and how important we are and all this bullshit that creates nothing but tension in the world. That, takes work. It's a constant reminder that, the energy of God is infinite. The source of energy in the universe is an infinite place. And not arriving is a blessing because we continue to grow every moment for the rest of our lives. And that growth encompasses learning from everything, from a tree, from an animal, from an insect, from everything is the teacher in life. Everything is a blessing. From all the bullshit that's going on, the wars in the world and the problems and the starvation, all that stuff, that madness that goes on in this world. It's teaching us how important it is to connect with spirit and to keep an open heart and be full of joy and love. Takes work. And it doesn't mean you don't enjoy your life, you know. Life is here to be enjoyed, you know, all the success and money and this and that. It's all there for people to enjoy and not be attached to, just to enjoy it, you know, what it brings into one's life and not be attached. Find a way to use it to grow spiritually. I just, in the last week, I discovered, you know, I've been buying art and my apartment looks like, Jennifer in the apartment we have, it looks like a, you know, a gallery, you know. And I said, what am I doing this for? And I finally realized, Stuart, you need to get a bigger place to live. And at some point next year, you're going to sell this entire collection you have, which will give you a down payment to get a bigger house where you can truly support a situation where people can come and get training and, you know, and do retreats and, you know, and that's it. Other than that, what? It's mine, doesn't belong to me. One day I'll drop dead and it's all gone, you know? So how can it be used to serve God? That's how it can be used. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome. I'm not here to make anybody's life harder. But this thing that comes through wants to talk about some truths. You know, it's not even me, it just comes, you know. Does anyone else have a question? Okay, there'll be a meditation tomorrow evening at 7:30. Again, thank you. God bless you all. You drag all of this out of me. I am learning, you are learning, we're all learning. And I think that's very important. So bless you and thank you. Thank you for being my teacher, you know, demanding of me that I work very deep on myself. So bless you all. And I'm looking forward to seeing everyone tomorrow. And have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Love you, Stuart. Thank you.
Good night.